yeah. No more loving up on the soca chain. On the soca chain. Fighting up on the soca chain. Yeah, yeah. Whoa, 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 yeah, yeah. When we tell them, artists are moving behind your back up. We promote and have a chat up. Want to know your price for them to go lower than that, lower than that. In the end, no making money. Can't be you and surely not me. You bring it. You realize if we despise, we cannot rise. Open your eyes, wisen up for all of us to survive. So they tell them, too much cutting up on the soca chain. On the soca chain, cutting up on the soca chain. Yo, see them on the cutting up on the soca chain. On the soca chain. Yo, soca chain. Let me tell them.
WEFM. WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right, so we are back with you for another segment on our Activated Mornings program here on WEFM. And usually at this time, we are expecting a call from Mr. Kingsley DeFreitas to provide us with his commentary for today. So Kingsley, if you are listening, you can feel free to go ahead and call us at this time. All right, so I don't think that we're going to hear from Kingsley. And for those of you who might be trying to reach us on the WhatsApp, just bear with us a moment. Yeah, it's been one of those weeks when things have been happening. All right, so we'd have that up. All right, we would have that up. So we have it back up at this time, all right? So yes, remember that this is an interactive program, and should you wish to make contact with us, you can call us at 457-9997. That is a direct call, and that is also a WhatsApp call. And if you don't feel like letting us hear your voices, you can also send us a message through the WhatsApp, all right? So the WhatsApp is now back up and functioning, all right? So, yeah. All right, so let's get into
before we give the comment, right? Joshua, when he was talking before, was asking what is a mojo. I just want to say that I was 2 years old when I found out what a mojo is, because I had the wrong idea this whole time.
From Austin Powers.
I lost my mojo, and I thought it was something else. But anyways, hi, Anta. Good morning.
Good morning, Dianna. Good morning, Roleza.
Morning.
Roleza, you glad it's Friday and you're all chicken.
I don't even know why I have, because I have a whole heap of work to do. So I think it's just not having to wake up so early. But everything else stands.
You are near glee. Good morning, Joshua. Good morning, Mrs. Richardson. Joshua, you must learn today.
Yes, tell him.
Joshua, why didn't you wait until I finish my breakfast? Now I done laugh, my belly full. Listen, by now, Roleza, you should know, Joshua don't care about anyone and anything.
I know.
How we see it. And we have, it has been mentioned, we are unique. You can take something from us, but you can't take it out of us. Joshua calls it out how we see it. But listen, the thing about it, Joshua knows that nobody could bring a charge against him because it came from the gentleman's mouth. But listen, sometimes all of us ladies, when we're on radio, we don't even pay attention to the moderator at times, because you are trying your best to let him, I'd say retract the statement, because you're putting words in his mouth. But you tell it, Joshua, it's a slip of the tongue. You don't know that, as Joshua said. We may all assume that it is.
Uh,
But if the gentleman will listen to you, he would say, "Oh, I make a mistake. We all do." But so you can't do nothing to Joshua.
yeah, I know, but
Anyway, I know. So that's enough of that. Roleza and Dianna, you ladies were talking about you Roleza, about children bringing home stuff, and parents don't ask. It's not even they don't ask. Don't you see some mothers how they dress in town, and you wonder if they have on the 5-year-old child clothes, or if the light went out and they put on the wrong things. It's true. The children come home with the clothes and the mother dressing it. You see your child come home with a 400 and 500 sneakers. You didn't buy it. Before you tell her, take it back, you put in your foot in it. That is encouragement. Am I wrong or right?
No, you're correct. You're very correct. And even some mothers or some parents would be aware that, yes, their underage child is getting money, let's say from a man. And they don't stop it. They encourage it because this is might be the money that helping to send the child to school and what's not. So, it's in these little ways that the predators will continue to prey on the younger ones, on the most
Exactly.
vulnerable.
And who suffers after? The child.
And society by extension too.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And Roleza and Dianna, listen, the computer thing, I know you said that they may use the name Mary, but here it is. They also have their code that they put in on the other side to let the other person know, Mommy is around, Mommy is looking. Okay?
You're correct.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes, as you say that, I was looking at something else recently too, where they were saying that parents need to know about the short codes that children use in their conversation. There are different emojis, etc., that they would use in their sentences or even just in the general communication that only like younger persons will know. So parents also need to be in tune with that. So
yeah, and they will tell each other when you see I punch this on the computer, mommy or daddy is around, or my big sister. So change course. You know what I mean? They are smarter than we, and every time we come up with something, they have another one. All right, ladies, I leave room for somebody else, and I'm listening. Joshua, connect me later. You too, Miss All right,
All
love,
right.
I'm gone. You guys have a good and a pleasant weekend. Catch you on Monday by God's grace.
You as well, Anita. Have a great one.
I will do. Thank you.
As Anita says that too, I think I mentioned it before that one of my concerns with getting older was staying out of the loop, right? Because like I was legit afraid of turning. Like I thought 30 was old. Yeah, I just said, I thought like 30 was old.
Usually
much
do.
much less to 40. But I was so afraid of like being out of the loop in terms of like knowing what young people music was going to be. Learning like what slangs and so forth were. But I'm happy that social media exists. And for that, I kind of get to keep up. But I suppose I'm keeping up as much as I choose to because I really cannot live on social media, right? But this is the thing. Parents also need to, join things like Instagram, join things like Facebook, look at the reels, look at the videos that pop up because
sometimes
you do get an understanding of some of the slangs that young people use. Yeah. So because I realize sometimes that when you're talking to older folks, you have so like I just said something to Joshua. You woke up this morning to violence, right? Now, an older person hearing that would be like, "What do you mean you woke up to violence?" And then sometimes you have to stop and try to explain, but these are little things that even parents themselves have to do because the children are going to be using them.
Yep.
Hi, caller. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Lord. I'm having some problems with my phone, so I'm hearing you like you're in Beckway or Union Island.
Maybe that's where I should be.
What?
Maybe that's where I should be.
You missed down there? You ever been there? Well, I mean, there were better times than now to be in a place like Union Island and Southern Grenadines and all what's going on. I feel so sorry for those people, and that's another conversation by itself. Because from ever since I know myself, I have relatives in the Grenadines, and the first time I had the experience of going there, I realized as though I was living in a different place. Cost of living from ever since they have to pay double, triple, and whatever. And you see, an island is land surrounded by water. I think I learned that in school many, many moons ago. And they always have their own special way of doing things. Any island, you'll find, no matter how small it is, they have their own cultural, whatever experiences and so on, and you learn so much. But I noticed family issue. Well, I guess this is Child's Month still. I finish.
It is a Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month, and Child's Month will be next month.
Yeah, they have so much. In my days growing up, I one thing about that, and I just say that because it shows how we have become more aware. Some of the things you guys are talking about, these are things, I think some of these things were in my time as well. But now it would seem that you have more. It would seem that you have more, organizations to deal with these things, and yet they continue the negative side of life. Take, for instance, I was saying something, I don't even know what channel I picked it up on. A woman, and I've always thought about that, a woman has 5 children, sometimes more than 5. 5 different men. And because they have a child with that woman, each man will visit that woman maybe to check on his child sometime. And even that, although she has no relationship with them, that can create debt or create confusion, bacchanal. Because if I know I'm giving that woman $100 every month to look after my child, and I go and I meet her with, meet my child in a horrible state, I'm going to kick up with that and so on. Because what happens? Sometimes 1 out of the 5 men she would have made children for is the only one that she getting some money from. And this is common in St. Vincent and Grenadines. I've heard big arguments, big cuss out and all them things back in time. Thank God, wherever I am now, so I can hear some of these stories. But this is reality. These are the things we are failing to address, or we can't do anything about it, and hence all what is happening to us and so on. Anyhow, that's a mouthful. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Dave. Dave brought up something there that we could probably do for a talk to us one of these days. If a man has a child with a woman who has 5 children, one of them being his, and he is providing for this child, let's say he brings home groceries, right? Or he buys groceries. Should his child get the bulk share of the groceries, or is it wrong for her to spread the groceries out for all 6 of them? Because it comes as if he's supporting all of them as opposed to just his child. So we will leave that for another day, all right? We will leave that for another day. All right, so just before we head on out, just to note that for all the boss women out there, all right? When I say boss women, I just mean women with businesses. I mean anything else. All right, so just to note that, so you can read this on the Searchlight, but so the CDB launches a facility to assist women-led businesses. So the Caribbean Development Bank has officially launched a US 500,000 she trades Caribbean Grow and Go grants facility, a program aimed at enhancing competitiveness of women-led businesses across the region. All right, so the bank launched this launched it virtually on the 27th of March, and it marked a step toward advancing women's economic empowerment and boosting their participation in international trade. All right. So let me just scroll down a bit. So eligible businesses can apply for grants of up to US $25,000 available for enterprises in all exporting sectors, including agriculture, creative industries, manufacturing, technology, tourism, and hospitality services. All right. So to scroll down a little bit more, women entrepreneurs interested in applying for the She Trades Caribbean Grow and Go grant facility must be legally registered, operating in one of the CDB's 19 BMCs and be registered members of the She Trade Caribbean Hub. All right. So applications will be evaluated based on criteria, including comprehensiveness of the funding proposal and participation in capacity building programs. All right. So for all the boss women out there, if you are trying to get an opportunity to grow your business, you can go to Searchlight. Well, I only read parts of it, right? But you can go to the Searchlight newspapers, online papers, Facebook or their websites, right? And get the full information with regards to that. Do a Google search of the She Trades do a Google search of the She Trades Caribbean Grow and Go grant facility. You can do a Google search of that and see if you can qualify and if this is something that is up your alley. All right. So, of course, we're always going to be promoting women in business. We're also always going to be promoting businesses generally here in SVG, so that persons could be involved in things that they actually love doing, despite the challenges and the headaches that comes with it. When you see opportunities arising, sometimes we just need to try to capitalize on them. All right, so could check that out. Any final thoughts?
No, I just want to commend the CDB on this effort. As soon as I leave here, I'm gonna go check. I didn't do this before, but I'm gonna go check, see if I'm qualified. I ain't qualified for this, but
yeah. All right. And with that, we are going to head on out and then be back with more Activated Mornings program here on WEFM. And for the men, we're going to be having a little bit of a conversation that we want to hear a bit of more involvement from the men, because I think one of the things is with two women on the panel, you only hear like our point of view on certain things sometimes. So, we need to have like a male input this morning on the next topic. All right. So we're going to head on out, and the time here in SVG is 8:02. And our time check came to you with the compliments of New Haven Funeral Home.
Death